Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a comic book review video on Transformers Ghostbusters issue 1. Now, I didn't think I was going to do another one of these videos anytime soon because the last one I did, I said I was pretty much done with IDW's Transformers reboot series. It was the pace, the story, it just wasn't for me. If you enjoyed it, great, but for me, I didn't enjoy it too much. But this one is different. It's about Transformers and Ghostbusters, which I recently got the Ectotron collaborative Transformers Ghostbusters figure, which I really like. So it got me looking at the Comixology for the Transformers Ghostbusters comic, because I remember that I don't know how long ago it was announced that they were also going to do a comic series to go with that figure. So here's the cover. You can tell this is all G1 designs. We have Starscream, Bombshell, Astro Train. Was that Cliffjumper over there, and Jazz and Ectotron, along with one of the Ghostbusters. I'm so sorry if you're a Ghostbusters fan. I can't remember their names. It's been so long since I've watched the movie. The story starts off on Cybertron, and they give you a brief history of the events so far. You know, the Autobots and Decepticons are at war, and in this continuity, though, the Autobots fled Cybertron, and the Decepticons ruled for a very short time because this person shows up, the Traveler, and she basically looks like a robotic version of that scene in the Ghostbusters movie with the stone creatures, but in here you can see it's robotic, which looks really, really cool. Shockwave here says she's powerful. You know, he can't sense. Well, basically, her power goes beyond Shockwave's sensing capabilities, and the Decepticons here get a taste of her power. Megatron confronts her, and she tells him to choose the form of their destruction. And Megatron says he doesn't want to choose any. But then we get this, which is basically the equivalent of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the original Ghostbusters movie. Starscream thinks of something, and she says the choice has been made, and everybody's like, what did you do, Starscream? And long story short, Cybertron is destroyed along with all the Decepticons who called it home. We're then taken thousands of years later in space. The Autobot Ark is in space, and we are introduced to Ectotron, whose full name is difficult for me to pronounce. And in the story, the Autobots have a hard time saying it as well. But we are introduced to that character, and he finds some Cybertronian signal coming from planet Earth. Optimus Prime sends him down to investigate. You can see here an Autobot probe is scanning the Ecto-1, and I guess that becomes Ectotron. And you can see here he says, "This is perfect. I blend completely." Well, almost. So, yeah. Not exactly a vehicle form to blend in. So the Ghostbusters defeat the ghosts that they're working on, and they find their car out of the ditch because it's Ectotron, and they encounter Starscream. Starscream's ghost right away in issue 1. And Starscream basically says he wants to talk to the Autobot, but then gets captured. So that's pretty funny. The comic ends with Ectotron revealing himself, saying he's the Autobot that Starscream was referring to. And you can see it says to be continued. Okay, my thoughts. 1, I really enjoyed the pace of this comic. I enjoyed the dialogue, the action. It may seem simplistic, but for me, comics is an escapism. You know, I want to escape from reality. I don't need reality to follow me into the world of comics. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The art style. I enjoy the art style. Nice and clean. You know, not distracting. Sometimes I read comic books and I'm like, the art style gets too distracting from the story. For me, this Transformers Ghostbusters was not distracting, and it was nice and clean, and I really liked it a lot. So with that being said, I'm really looking forward to the second issue and collecting the rest of this series and seeing what happens. I mean, that's the great part about this first issue. It's like, it sets you up and you're looking forward to the next issue. And I don't want to touch too much of the IDW reboot, but it's such a big contrast for me. The IDW reboots seem too drawn out. In here, we're getting into it. We kind of know what we need to know on a brief history and of the events, etc. And we're getting into the story. And for me, I enjoy that a lot in a comic book. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you are picking up this issue, what do you guys think of the comic? Like I said, for me, I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to issue 2. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.